Hi everyone, Scott from Edge Lending Solutions. I hope you're all well. So today I just wanted to talk about being a mortgage prisoner and why sometimes we all need to identify that, understand that, and how to get around that or to try and make sure that we don't become mortgage prisoners. So what happens on the bank lending calculators, which you all need to know, is that pretty much the rate that you're going to pay to the bank, let's say it's 3%, the lending servicing calculator, so the Excel spreadsheet that determines whether you can borrow the money, puts a margin of another, probably about 3% on top. So let's work that through. So if the bank's going to lend you money at 3%, they see if you can borrow and handle 6%. So a huge rise, okay? And so if the rates are 4%, then they can see if you can handle 7%. So unfortunately, or what happens is in a very fast rate rising environment is people become what we call mortgage prisoners. Now what does that mean? It means that you're stuck in an increasing rate cycle and you can't refinance, or you're going to have trouble refinancing to a lower interest rate with another lender. Now why would there be a lower interest rate with another lender? You need to understand how lenders, so banks and insurance companies work. They give discounts to new business, not existing business. So what does that mean? So maybe someone has an interest rate of 2.3%, discounted interest rate for new business only. And you're with that same bank. And they're charging you 3%. And you ring up and go, hey, I see you've advertised 2.3% on TV. I'm paying 3%. I want you to bring me back to what you're advertising. This must be some mistake. And they go, sorry, sir. This 2.3 interest rate is a discount for new business only. We are trying to attract new business. We're going to discount the rate for new business only. We've already got you. Why would we give you a discount? Is what they kind of don't say but mean. Then you go, well, I'm going to refinance to somebody else's low rate interest, for the new business. And that's what you should do. And that's what you should do with insurance companies as well. It's the same thing. The banks and insurance companies work on you being lazy. They call it apathy. Too lazy, it's a hassle. You've got to call up, get quotes, discounts. If you're doing a refinance, you've got to get your pay slips together, prove income, prove debts, and it takes a long time. It's a pain in the bum. You've got to sign some things, not that hard, but people are busy. So they are working on that. You're never going to have the time or bother seeing the benefit of the time to do that. So you stay with your 3% interest rate and you grumble. Or you go, no, somebody else, like a second or third bank, is also advertising in 2.3 or 2.4. I'm going to go and apply for it with them. Now, in a normal flat interest rate environment, that would become very easy. What unfortunately is happening, and what will happen towards the end of the year, as interest rates increase steadily, and that's kind of what we're thinking is going to happen for a while, is that your borrowing power gets lower and lower and lower and lower. And what might happen is, let's say you borrowed $400,000 and you go to refinance with a new lender at 2.3%, but on their calculator, you can only borrow $350,000. Whereas 2 months ago, you could probably borrow $450,000. And so you get stuck. You're stuck with a more expensive interest rate. You're stuck with that lender. And then as the rate cycle goes up, they're going to keep increasing your rates and you're going to get squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. Okay? So you need to be forward thinking about this. Really, we should have done it 6 months ago. We were talking to a lot of our clients 6 months ago that this would be happening. We always say that you should be refinancing every 2 or 3 years to look for where the better, rate discounts are with the new lenders, because that's how it works. But let's put that into a bit of context. So, a couple both working with 2 kids, every time the rate goes up by 0.5%, your borrowing power gets reduced by about $80,000 to $100,000. So if we get to the end of the year and the rates are, 1% up, which is quite potentially correct, you're going to be able to borrow about $150,000 less, maybe even $200,000 less. So you potentially will be stuck in your more expensive mortgage, and you're just got to ride out the increasing rate cycle. No amount of begging and changing is going to change that. And then you might say, oh, Scott, well, I'll just stay with my existing bank and I'll switch to a fixed rate. Well, the fixed rates are about 1% up on the kind of the discount variable rates, the basic variable rates. So that's not a smart solution either at the moment if you're going to increase by 1% because you can't handle this rate. Okay, so what do we do about it? Guys, I implore everyone to look at their borrowing now, look at their refinancing now. If you're paying too much, you have to start refinancing before the rates continue to go up. The calculators increase and your borrowing power goes down. And then you are going to be a mortgage prisoner, stuck on the more expensive rate, and you're going to have to ride out a cycle, which is kind of what the government's going to trying to do. Take money out of your pocket by giving it to the banks. If you listen, that's what they're trying to do, right? So you got to stay ahead of this, otherwise you're going to be hurting. Anyway, guys, we're doing a lot of refinances for this reason, but please call us. Like, please call someone. Please call your bank. Please call the broker. Please call us. Happy for you to try and help. But this is something you need to get your head around. That every time you see the rate goes up, your borrowing power goes down, and you are eventually going to get stuck in your existing, more expensive mortgage. All right, guys. Remember, life is a family sport. Give yours an edge. Talk to you soon. Bye now.